Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. Tonight we are talking batch cooking, especially as the weather is now turning colder. We were -1 yesterday when I woke up in the morning, the car was frozen, etc. And there's a whole different way that I do batch cooking for winter rather than in the hot weather. My basic is, I batch cook like bolognese, mince, curry, and normally I just have the sauce in a takeaway container, the normal plastic tubs. This, one of these. See? Reusable takeaway container. That's normally what I have the sauce in. However, come the colder weather, when you're running in the house, unlocking the door in the belting rain, or crunching up the path in the snow, last thing I want to be doing is cooking anything, whether it be pastas, potatoes, whatever. And even sometimes trying to put something together is just a pain. So normally in the winter I start making cottage pies, or I'll put the pasta in underneath the sauce, basically so that it's all in one dish. And it's normally in a plastic dish. And I was looking tonight for more dishes, as I say. Normally I use them. But what I found was these. Now these are the two, they've got two bits. There you go, you can probably see it better there. I got them when I was doing a lot of cooking for Mum and Dad. I would make a meal and just take it up to them so they could microwave it whenever they wanted. Now these are great for, like pre-blanching your veggies, pre-doing your veggies, then just stick it in the freezer, take it out in the morning, you're sorted at night. And then I thought, what happens if there's a power cut? So, previously purchased, probably a couple of years ago, I think. What have I done with them? There they are. The foil containers, like your takeaway containers. And what I've decided to do with them is make quite a runny sauce to go in the bottom of whatever, and probably put the pasta and that on the top so that I can sit them either on top of the wood burner, I can sit them on a plate on top of tea lights, anything where there's a power cut. I can use the tin foil rather than the plastic, because the plastic, if I have to take something out of that from the freezer and turn it into a tin dish and then do the thing, I thought if I actually stack these up, make them up so that they are, if there's a power cut, I'll have them on a specific shelf on the freezer and say, right, that's what's coming out. And hopefully, my logic is, if I have quite a runny sauce in the bottom, once it starts heating up, it will start steaming, and that steam will rise and it will heat the pasta through. Instead of having like the dry pasta in the bottom. I'm thinking that's my plan. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But I do think that coming into the colder weather, getting prepared for the possibilities of power cuts, or even just doing a lot more batch cooking, because nobody wants to be doing cooking. Again, electricity bills are going up in January. That's when the new cap thing comes in. So there's going to be a lot of costs that we're trying to cut. So if we can have this sitting, like for me personally, as I say, I've got the wood burner. So I could have that sitting on top of the wood burner. As soon as I come in the door, light the wood burner and put one of these tins on top. If it's not a power cut, then having the other plastic container with the two sections to keep the veg separate or keep the rice separate, etc., then to me that's a fabulous idea. And I'll use them for probably actually more for in the fridge when I do batch cook. And that'll be like, there'll be a couple of nights worth kept in the fridge. But I do think it's sensible to have a look at what we can batch cook now, how we can store it, and you know, especially stuff for a power cut, keep it on one shelf in your freezer so you're not opening the freezer when there's a power cut, apart from to take out a couple of bits and shut the door again. You don't want to be hunting through your freezer when there's a power cut. So, yeah, that I think is my plan of action. Because it is, because I'm myself most of the time, or it's just Patrick and I, we can pretty much live off of batch cooking. There's not a lot that we need otherwise. I've got the dehydrated veg, obviously I do soup, etc. That will just mean that we've got a decent meal that is prepared no matter what. Whether it's in the plastic containers for the microwave or whether it's in the tinfoil containers for tea lights or wood burner, whatever, we will be sorted. And I think, especially the way prices are going, I don't see them coming down in the next month. So anything I can do now at today's costs is going to benefit me in a couple of months when the costs are more. So yeah, that is my logic. So I hope that is helpful. I am now going to go make myself a cup of tea and relax for the evening, and I will catch you later.